You know, guys, I've always said the gambling gods giveth and they taketh away. Last Thursday, every single handicapper here at the site had the Packers, and everybody was just stunned with the way that game ended and extremely happy as well. It was a miraculous comeback. Well, the gambling gods were charitable that night. Last night, not so. Or maybe it wasn't the gambling gods, it was simply Deshaun Jackson. Listen, I had the Redskins last night. Shawn Michaels had a big play on the Redskins last night. The same way that I cautioned everyone last Friday here on the video report that you cannot celebrate the fact that the Packers won last Thursday night, nor could you lament the fact that the Lions lost because it was a fluke play that won or lost you money. Well, last night, the final 4 minutes of that game, a fluke once more. Whether you won or whether you lost, there should be no reason for celebration, no reason for lamenting the loss either. Listen, the wonderful thing about the gambling gods is that they continue to giveth and taketh away. Now, I realize after losses like last night, you probably think that you're never going to get a break in your life again. But ultimately, I've always personally believed in 20 years of gambling that over the long haul, the breaks more often than not go your way. Of course, you can never see that light at the end of the tunnel when you lose a game like with the Redskins last night. But you know what? Today's a new week. Today's a new start. And again, if you weren't betting more than you can afford to lose, you should never have been in a financial abyss. Whether you won or lost last night, one way or another, the result of that game should not really affect your outcome in terms of your long-term sustainability as remaining a gambler. And that's really the key, because what we do here is gamble because we like the vicarious thrill. We live for the wins, we live for the losses, unfortunately, and we love watching the games with money on it. And isn't that the bottom line? I mean, Jesus, I'll never forget, when I was back in college, I used to go to baseball games and I would bet almost every single game on the board just to keep myself entertained, because I figured, well, I really didn't want to sit through a 3-hour game even back in those days. So I figured, if I bet the games on the board, I can sit there, put $25 on each one of the games, see how I do over the course of the night. I'd be scoreboard watching all evening long, and it would keep me entertained. Isn't that why we gamble? I mean, if the games weren't televised, if the games weren't available on the internet, is it nearly as much fun? Exactly. Okay, listen, I've got 2 free selections coming your way in just a moment. Took a split with the pre-plays yesterday. Could not sweep for the 4th time in 5 days. Was right on the money with telling you that Oklahoma was going to take care of business against Villanova. Unfortunately, the Lakers did cover against the Raptors. Still 157 wins, 118 losses, and 4 pushes over the past 5 months with the plays I've given away for free. And I've got 2 selections today. I'm going to take a look at the game in the NBA between the Nuggets and the Magic, and also in college basketball. A little tougher game, St. Joe's and Princeton. Going to take a look at that one as well. Half price play of the day is Jeff Benton with his highest rated NBA release so far this season. 100-dime NBA Revenge Game of the Year, bigger than his 75-dime winner last night on the Cowboys. You get it for half price by using coupon code HALF. As for me, today, guys, there is one particular college basketball game I really love. I'm going to make it the 7th ever 20-dime college hoops play of my career. I lost last night, and I lost Sunday as well after winning 3 straight days. But I see the game. It deserves to be a 20-dime play. I love the game. It's about a team that I've talked about recently here on the video reports, and I'm going to ride them once more. So 7th ever 20-dime college basketball release in my career. You can save $55 by using the coupon code MISMATCH, MISMATCH. All your other discounts, coupons, etc. are over on the homepage. Let's get to the complimentary plays. I'll do the NBA game here first. The Magic have quietly been playing some pretty good games. Now, did they lose the other night to the LA Clippers? That loss snapped the 5-game winning streak in which they didn't allow any more than 90 to 94 points in any single one of those games. So they've been getting the job done defensively, which is a huge, huge improvement for this team. Meanwhile, offensively, they've scored 100 or more in 6 of their last 7 games. The Clippers' loss was tough on Saturday because they were up by 10 points with 6 minutes to play, and they lost the game 103-101. If that game was last night, if that game was Sunday, I'd be a little more concerned about the letdown. They're on the road, etc. But enough water has passed under the proverbial bridge. I'm willing to come right back on the Magic tonight. They opened up the road trip with wins at Minnesota, 96-93, and at Utah, 103-94. This Denver Nuggets team just capped a road trip in which they managed to, who did they beat? Philadelphia by 3. They had to come on a 27-15 roll to win that game to close it out. That's how poorly they played. And they beat Toronto by 1. good win, but you have to wonder, is it because the Raptors simply, they had a 10-point lead in that game. Did they take the Nuggets for granted? This Denver team is not very good offensively. This Denver team is no good defensively. So I'm willing to go ahead and take the Magic here, who are averaging 101 points, a little over 101, like 101.6 on the season, giving up 99.5 points a season. They're 12th in scoring defense, 12th in scoring offense. This is a Nuggets team that averages just 97 points a game. So again, I'm going to go with the Orlando Magic. Yeah, they're a 3-point favorite, but I think they have the depth and they can get the job done here in this spot. The other game, I'm going to take St. Joseph's, minus 3.5 at home against Princeton. Now, I like the way that St. Joe's rebounded from the 14-point loss at home to Villanova last week to go to Buffalo over the weekend, and they won outright as to Columbia, and won outright as a 3-point dog, 80-78. Other than losing to Villanova, the only other loss that Phil Martelli's Hawks have endured was to Florida in a non-conference tournament game. And that was a game that was very close with about 8 to 6 minutes to go. I mean, the Hawks were right in there. So saying that they lost by 11 in a non-conference game against Florida, not too bad. They beat Drexel, they beat Niagara, beat Buffalo, beat Old Dominion. Okay. Princeton, I would lump the Tigers right there in that group. Tigers got off to a 4-0 start. They won those games by an average of 23 points. Who did they beat? They won at Ryder. They won at home against St. Peter's. They beat Lafayette at home. They beat Fairleigh Ridiculous, which is what we call Fairleigh Dickinson. Then they played Stony Brook. And what happened? Stony Brook, the Seawolves kicked their ass, 91-77, okay? I think St. Joe's is worth laying the 3.5 points here. I think it's going to be a 4 or 5-point game. I think it's going to be damn close. But I like St. Joseph's minus the points. That's your other complimentary play. Best of luck to you guys, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow when we do this one more time.